Welcome back, everybody. The six-time Naledi Theatre Award-winning musical Shaka Zulu, The Gaping Wound, directed by Meshack Mavuso Magabane, makes its way back to stage to dazzle audiences at the South African State Theatre from the 8th to the 27th of November. Its return follows the overwhelming public demand. The exhilarating production retains its stellar cast, led by Thembinkosi Chagwe as Shaka Zulu, Nkanyiso Bhengu, Mduduzi, Mabaso and Zodwa Radebe. To share more on the musical, we're joined by Nkanyiso Bhengu, who plays Dingane in the play, and Nhlanhla Dube, she plays Shaka's sister. Very good morning to you two. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Good morning.
Look who's in the house.
Thank you, brother.
Look who's in the house.
Appreciate it, dog. Thank you for having us, man.
Good to have you. Good to have you. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Jeez, you brought so much energy into this room.
Shaka Zulu.
Shaka Zulu.
Come again. Zakana Zialila.
We are ready.
Yes,
we are ready.
No, man, South Africa has never been there this ready, man.
Let me tell you, Simpiwe, when Mavuso, he played Shaka Zulu before. Because Mr. Bonganlinda, the playwright, the director, producer, wrote the whole thing.
Yeah.
But the focus of this Shaka Zulu is the curse that he spoke, because Mr. Mavuso is a politically inclined actor and creative.
Yeah.
So what he did is that he saw how the scourge of our black people, we say freedom, but there's no economy. We are still struggling. We are still living, you know, in situations that are not. And he looked at it, he said, how am I going to bring change?
Yeah.
Let me bring change through the story of Shaka Zulu, which is rich and everybody can take from it. But he focused on the curse that is said upon his brothers, which is one of them who conspired to kill him. And he says, let's focus, if our leaders, current leaders, can go back to Shaka's grave
yes,
and ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Siyaxolisa, King. We messed you up, we killed you, but please forgive us.
Forgive us.
Sure.
Which is, of course, it has emerged from the late Ubabulinda, who wrote the script to say we are advocating for, we're trying to bring change in the Zulu kingdom, right?
Right.
We're looking at what's happening around in KwaZulu-Natal, the floods, you know, looting. For me, it feels like they really need to go back and say, can we just do right by you?
And maybe things will change.
Maybe things will change.
Maybe things
Hopefully.
will change.
Hopefully. We live in hope, eh?
Yeah.
So why do you think this play is still a firm favorite among South Africans?
It is very relevant. I mean, looking at myself, I'm still trying to find out. You know what I mean? You say you're a black girl, but you still want to understand what actually makes you a woman who's in South Africa. And of course, there's so much that's going on right around us. So it's still relevant because it takes us back to understanding who we are, where we're coming from, what makes us to be who we are.
Right.
It's the truth. I'm not going to say specifically the Zulu nation, but for every black child. And this story has been told so many times, you know, from even now, there's another show coming up about King Shaka, Ilembe, and there's another show being shot in Cape Town by some Americans. I think Antoine Fuqua is doing the king of the Zulu nation, and we are doing the musical Shaka Zulu. It is so rich. It is still relevant now because it tells us about the warrior king who unified every black, because he didn't understand what there is Mthethwa there, there is a Thongwane there, there is a Dube there, and we are all separated. Now I don't understand this. We need to be a one unified nation, so it's still relevant today. We need to be unified as a people.
Now, just stepping into the role that you play, just how difficult was it?
It is so difficult because I've never done theatre before. But Meshack Mavuso Magabane is a dreamer. He gets visits from his ancestors. He dreams and he sees things before they happen. When he put together this story, he was so methodical about it, but he had dreams of how to put it together. And he saw me as Dingane because I'm a fat man. I sing and I act. So he needed somebody to be able to bring Dingane to life.
I see.
And the guy that used to play it before is no more. So he thought of me, and he came and saw me just before the lockdown last year. No, 2020 actually, just before the lockdown. And he said, Nkanyiso, I see you playing Dingane. And I said, brah, who is Dingane? And I had to do research. And I found out he was very conniving, and he was older actually than Shaka Zulu. So he always felt Uguti, he was supposed to be king, not King Shaka. Sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and now when this man lost his father, when Shaka Zulu lost his father, he became so depressed and mentally depressed. When he lost his mother, sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
And that messed him up. So I took that opportunity as Dingane to say, now this is my chance.
This is your time.
Kill my brother
strike,
and take the kingdom. So it's a wonderful, actually, to play, because now people can see exactly who Dingane was.
Wow.
So I'm bringing him to life.
You know, you've just triggered so much excitement.
Yes, sir.
And I'm actually looking forward. I was telling Lebo,
Bro!
I was telling Lebo that this is an absolute must-see.
People need to get their ticket. We're starting Tuesday. Bro.
Definitely.
We're starting Tuesday.
Definitely.
Tell this girl,
yeah,
she is amazing.
Thank
I know.
you.
No,
Thank you.
you're gonna see her,
Thank
Simpio.
you.
Please, everybody, get the tickets. The show is starting Tuesday until the 20th. It's gonna be this girl.
Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you.
Can you sing them something? Oh, sorry, Simpio, to take over.
Oh,
yeah. Go ahead. I'll give you. I'll give you this moment. I'll give you this moment.
One of the songs that you do, Ilel.
we've lost so many souls in the past from the battles and the wars. The blood in our rivers can be washed with our soul. Siphelile isizwe.
Come on.
Thank you so much.
Come on.
You better come and see it live.
You know, it felt like I'm actually watching it. Like I'm getting a free ticket.
Simpio, it's amazing.
It
Like
is
no
amazing.
joke.
Just stepping into your role. So, how much research did you have to go through in order to step into the shoes of Nandi's sister?
Oh, yes.
Nandi's
Shaka's
daughter.
Nandi's daughter,
Nandi's daughter,
Shaka's
yes.
sister. So theatre is about preparation. You know, as an actor, you prepare, you do your research. And what I did was, because I'm familiar with, preparation before you actually live in the character, you become the character. Right. So it was quite a very interesting process, because the assistant director, Zodwa, played the character. So we would have the conversation, and she would tell me, no, if you can twitch here, if you can do this, this is what we are looking for from you. And then she did not sing. So this time around, they needed Unomkoba who can sing. So in the show, I sing throughout the show.
Sure. She's amazing, man.
Thank you
But
so
that was
much.
a golden ticket performance.
No, when she is live, it's a mess.
Yeah,
you have
it's fireworks.
goosebumps everywhere.
Yeah, it's fireworks.
It's fireworks.
And I can only imagine how difficult theatre is, because just compared to the
TV.
small screen, TV
Yeah.
and theatre is even more difficult because you need to connect with the crowd.
Yes.
You need to
Definitely.
feed off their energy.
It's
And
live, baby.
if there's no connection, I suppose it does affect your performance, doesn't it?
It does. It
Most
does.
definitely.
And you
Yeah.
can tell all the time. You will also tell with Aman. It's just something.
I'm not connecting,
I'm
man.
not connecting. So you cannot really cheat. You can't.
Right.
You can't
It's
say-
right there.
There's no shortcut.
There's no
Yeah.
cut. Let's do it again.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Bruh, I messed up so many times on stage and came out and cried. And the guy said, no, relax, though.
You need to forgive yourself.
You have to
Yeah,
forgive.
you need to forgive yourself,
You have
yeah.
to, because when I was there, I was singing, and I said I forgot my cue, and I had to. People didn't know that I messed up, so I have to change it. Shama stop.
And it actually worked. And it worked. because-
And it worked.
Yes.
And nobody picked it up.
Nobody, bro.
Nobody.
Only the guys that we work with. And bro, afterwards I was crying. I messed up this door. Nobody saw, bro.
Nobody saw.
Nobody saw. So
Nobody saw.
when you are on stage, it's really, really, really. It's like it's live. It's there, adrenaline rushing. You want to be sure that you are saying the right words. So it's so beautiful. beautiful because there's no cut. Let's do it again.
Yes,
Cut.
yes,
No,
yes.
it's live. Adrenaline rush. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
You know, we cannot, talk about this play, Shaka Zulu, without, of course, talking about what's happening in the Zulu monarchy.
Yes,
Just
yes.
last weekend, King Mr. Zulu was
Coronation.
coronated.
Yeah.
And,
He's the king.
Just how relevant is this play and the timing, of course, of this play?
Okay, Meshack Mavuso, with the gaping wound, he says, Nkanyiso, my focus is the women, strong women behind the strong leaders. When Shaka Zulu lost his mother, he was messed up.
Yeah.
When King Mrs. Zulu lost his mother, it's tough. There are always strong women behind these powerful leaders. So he said, we always look at the star of the moment, which is the king at that moment, and we forget that behind him, there was a strong woman. Mkabayi Kajama was a strong woman behind Dingane to be king. So there were all these strong women behind these powerful leaders. So comparing the two, he lost his father, which is King Zwelithini, and then he lost his mother again, the king, right now. And then there's these fights to take over. They don't see him as the king. The other brothers want to take. So the same thing that is happening now is actually happening. That's why we are playing. It's the history repeating itself.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, which leaves us, questioning, Uguti, are we still going to have such strong
leadership
figured women who are going to dictate
indeed.
such issues, supporting and saying, you can be this and that, right? So it leaves us there. We don't know what's going to happen.
We shall see.
With our generation.
This play, what has it taught you about, yourself as an actress, as an artist?
As an artist, playing the character Unomkoba, it has taught me, so I'm just going to go back and talk about the relationship I have in the story with Ushaka. Unomkoba has been studying Umawake, which is Nandi, on how she would talk to Ushaka to say, you see, there's a lot of mess that's happening right now, right? So after the passing of Uma, Unomkoba steps in, and now she's like to Ushaka, there's a lot that's happening. People are dying, and what are you doing?
She replaced the
so
mother.
I became the pillar. So what has taught me was that I just need to be in charge sometimes. When push comes to shove, you need to step in. Step in and address those issues. Yeah.
And Nkanyiso, what did it teach you about the Shaka Zulu that you didn't know?
Let me tell you the honest truth. I'm an urban boy born at Tumlazi.
Yeah.
But when I did Shaka Zulu, it changed my perspective. I thought, nah, man, I'm not a rural dog, bro. I'm not somebody from the rural. But our culture is so rich. Our culture is so beautiful. I'm actually learning more about my culture right now and my ethnicity, and it has taught me a lot about, because brother, there's such richness in our traditions and who are we as a nation, and it made me really, it opened up my mind. So you really need to know more about who you are and when you come from, because if you know where you come from, it's easy to know where you're going. So it has really opened up my mind in truly understanding the Zulu nation and what has happened. And it has really enhanced me in wanting to find out more about who I am.
Yeah.
Gosh, so just share details on how we could immerse ourselves in this magic. Like, where can we, go buy tickets and so on and so forth? Just share those details.
Okay, you can get the tickets from CompuTickets. Pick and Pay tickets are only 150.
Okay.
You can
Web tickets.
Web tickets.
Web tickets.
Web tickets.
And also at the South African State Theatre.
At the box office.
At the box office.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, we are there. We're starting on the 8th, as you can see. Bro, it's beautiful.
Yes.
Ngefuka mele jama sengilapha bo amnyama mafuselia tutuma ngiboniseni indlela ngiholu Zulu lomkhonto wami uyongizuze lubukhosi. Come and watch this amazing show, man. It's amazing. Get your tickets right now. Man. It's gonna mess you up, bro. It's a beautiful piece, bro. Everybody Everybody must come.
Oh, yes.
Everybody.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Definitely.
Nkanyiso.
I hope to see you there, guys.
Thank you.
I hope to see
We're
you
looking
there.
forward to seeing
All
you.
right.
We're also
bro.
looking
Great chatting
forward
to you.
to see you.
Thank you.
Lovely
Thank you
chatting
so
to you.
much.
Well, Shaka Zulu is a musical about, the story of the world-renowned warrior king Ushaka Gasenza Ngakona, who was a visionary, and we just spoke to Nkanyiso Bhengu, who plays Dingane in the play, and Nhlanhla Dube, she plays Shaka's sister. This is an absolute must-see. We cannot overemphasize that.